Rick, can you grab me a napkin, please? Oh, well.
This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting live from the Margaritaville Terrace on Fort Myers Beach, 100 feet from the Gulf of America. Here are your award-winning social media superstars, the hosts of Beach Talk Radio, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Yeah, baby.
I'll be Kim today, is this it? I cannot feel those shoes.
All right. Thank you all for coming. We are so happy to be back on the terrace at Margaritaville. Big hand for this fabulous weather on this beautiful beach. Oh, that was
Amazing
lame.
weather.
That applause was.
I know what. I'll clap. Yay!
Yeah. So it's going to be a very exciting weekend of guests. We have folks from the Shrimp Festival on, which I can't believe we're talking about the Shrimp Festival already in March of 2026. And also we have Rebecca Link on after our discussion about the Shrimp Festival tomorrow at 10 o'clock at Wahoo Willie's. Karen Woodson is on, and then Tom Brady is on. And if you missed it this morning at 8 o'clock, Mike Miller got out of bed super early. At 8 o'clock, we did a walk around at the Whale. If you didn't get a chance to watch that, please go back and take a look at, man, that place is fabulous already. They're shooting for
Awesome.
like an October soft opening,
exciting, yeah.
and then for like a November-ish grand opening kind of thing. But the third floor, I'm giving away some secrets here that I probably shouldn't be, but if you look on the ground of the third floor, it's going to be like an ocean. They painted the floor like an ocean. There's fish and things like that, which is really cool. And they have an artist that's painted. I wasn't allowed to look at it because they're waiting until she's finished. I think her name is Ashley. She's painted all the walls. The walls are going to pop out 3D with like shrimp and things like that. And there's a a special dedication to somebody who passed away on the island that you'll be able to see in one of the stairwells. So
They're having
that's
fun with that. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
gonna be a really great place. Can't
yeah,
wait.
that's coming along real nice. I got to turn your mic up a little bit, or just
Really?
speak right into the middle there. So the what number of shrimp festival are we, by the way, Drew is from the Lions Club, if you didn't know that. I love
Fort
the
Myers
colors.
Beach Lions Club. Yeah, we love it.
What number of shrimp festivals coming up?
So 1958 makes this the, what did we say, the 68th annual. Oh my gosh, 68.
68th. And tell us again about the history of the shrimp festival, how it all got started, and how the Lions Club got involved.
Yeah, so this was crazy. So there's it's a wonderful history here on the beach. It was Lions Club originally, did this as Beach Day, and they had fried chicken. And then so one of the Lions had the idea, well, this is kind of crazy. We've got these shrimpers on the beach. We've got this amazing shrimp right available. Why are we not making it a shrimp festival and cooking the shrimp on the beach? And that's kind of how it started. Pete McCagg was it, and they even in the paper from 1959, it's at the library. It says they called it Pete McCagg's Folly, right? So the idea of this crazy shrimp festival happened here on the beach. It's been wild ever since.
And for the longest time, it was in Lynn Hall Park.
Yeah,
And-
Lynn Hall Park. It's been in a few places along the beach over the history, but certainly in the most recent history, last 20, 30 years, Lynn Hall Park has been it. We're hoping to get back in. County's got to get, some things finished there before they let us in.
Still.
Yep.
So how will the setup be this time around?
Yeah, so last year we had it on Old San Carlos Boulevard, right there. So that's going to be the focus again. We have Moss Marina is going to let us use a section of their parking lot that's right there, right on the corner of 3rd and Old San Carlos. So that's amazing. It's really, really helpful. It's a great spot. We're gonna we're gonna try to not have to close the road this year, because that's one of the big expenses, right? If we close that section of Old San Carlos like we did last year, I think we've got enough space. We don't have to do that this year.
You're not going to close the road, so there'll be traffic going up and down the road.
Right. That's the hope, because
Okay.
then we'll be off to the side of the road. We'll have
Gotcha.
all our vendors off.
And so there will be a parade.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the parade it's going to be bigger than last year. Last year was huge. We wanted to be bigger, better. We've got bands lined up. We've got some amazing help. We got some real good excitement coming in.
Yeah, having bands in the parade is such a big attraction to have especially if they're high school bands or something like that. And
That's it. Two local high schools that we've got lined up, finalizing details, but we got some good donors that helped us with it. We had some really good help from the school. There's a supervisor that's kind of the coordinator for this kind of thing.
Mhm.
We're in direct contact, and it's been really good partnership there. So two
Fi-
schools,
5K kids races, all same thing.
5K kids races, and so the a little bit of a upscale on the kids race. So it's still Saturday morning on February 28th. So that's that Saturday before. We've got a little bit of extra going on. So with the help of Margaritaville here and some partnerships in Southwest Florida here, we're going to have the race on the beach with the kids. So a little mile run for those guys. We're going to end here at Margaritaville to come up here to do the award ceremony. And then we've got the Suncoast Pirates are going to be here walking around. They're an amazing group of folks, travel all around Florida, dressed up as pirates. And we've got so our friends at a parrot rescue in Naples. They're going to bring a whole bunch of live birds that they have there too. These amazing, beautiful
Mhm.
parrots. So the kids are going to be able to interact with the pirates and then and the parrots, and we'll have a lunch for them all here too. So we're usually get about 100 kids. We're going to push to try to get double that amount here and get the families down on the beach to have a big day.
Shrimp eating contest.
Shrimp eating contest. Yeah. So that'll be on the Sunday, March 8th, right? So the 7th and 8th is the festival dates. The 8th is the eating contest. We're going to try to do that right down by the Memorial Park.
Oh,
So
okay.
kind of make it a little
Nice.
bit more central.
Yeah.
And then, we'll do it there. And so we're looking for sponsors. We're looking for eaters. This is the time of year to start getting signed up for these kind of things and getting yourself motivated, getting your bellies ready to fill it up with shrimp.
We sponsored a eater last year, and I'm pretty sure he came in last place. So I hope you could do a little better for us this year.
Yeah.
Is there any way that they can send in a video of how well they do, like practice video, so that we can have some odds on some? Not that we were betting on them or anything like that, but
Well,
no.
sure.
And who runs the shrimp eating contest?
So the shrimp eating contest, we don't have a chair this year.
Oh.
The whale helped us last year.
Yeah.
We haven't signed anyone up to do that yet. If they want to do it, Greg from the whale was has been really helpful the last couple of years on that. They want to do it again. We just haven't
Gotcha.
signed
I'm
them
sure
up yet,
they
but
will.
we'll get there.
I'm pretty sure the whale will be open by then, so that might be an option. But I'll
Maybe,
keep
yeah.
my nose out of your business. So, but you mentioned sponsors. If people want to sponsor their shrimp festival, period, is there still available?
Yeah. So again, this is another one where we're trying to do things, bigger and better as last year, learn from our friends at the other nonprofits here on the beach. So we talked to Women's Club, gave us some really good ideas. And so they had so we're definitely doing sponsorships. So we set up a schedule of it. We're really going to hit the ground hard this fall. So for anybody that wants to sponsor us, do that. And then of course, when we thought about having sponsors too, we wanted to reach out to some folks that really have been helping us out the last few years, even going back to 2019 and with those crazy hats we had last year. Alex King has been a really good partner for us, and with ideas and stuff. So we reached out to him and gave him these ideas and said, hey, this is the sponsorship we wanted to do, and we're looking for an event sponsor. And of course they we had a great discussion, and being the type of folks they are there, the King Foundation and his whole team there. So I think they agree.
Oh boy! Speaking of the King Foundation, look who just happens to be here. It's Alex King, and it looks like he's brought a check for $20,000.
Oh my God! And this is really amazing. It really kickstarts us off here.
Very nice. I'll let you guys take a picture. Whoops, that's me. I should learn better than to do that. Don't get me in the picture. I haven't done a damn thing worthy of being in the picture with you guys. So Alex is going to sit down and chat with us a little bit. Very nice. Alex, grab that microphone there, number 3, and I'll turn it on for you when Drew sits down. Big hand for the great Alex King, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks again.
So-
Discussions have always been great.
So before we talk about some of the things, you guys have a different version of the shrimp hat on. These are brand new shrimp hats. We're used to seeing the orange ones, but I'm guessing pink shrimp makes a lot more sense than orange.
Yeah, pink is the color that it has to be, right?
That's
Drew?
it. Yeah, it's the
Why?
pink shrimp. It's the pink gold here on the beach. This is the best shrimp. This is the local to this area, and what our shrimpers think of is the best one. This is the stuff that we get from Erickson and Jensen. It's the pink gold. They save aside that best pink shrimp catch that we get. This is what we sell for our Lions
But
Club.
where'd you come up with this hat? Because I have this one, and you just pulled this out of the bag.
So we had two prototypes. I got my secret weapon. Tina, my wife, found some makers here in the U.S. over in Louisiana.
Okay.
Texas. Sorry, they do a lot of work for Mardi Gras, but they also make these foam hats. And so she threw in a couple ideas and back and forth, came up with these two prototypes, and we couldn't pick between these two.
Sure.
So they're pretty ridiculous. So that was kind of the motivation is, we got to have more ridiculous hats on people's heads throughout
So
the festival.
is the goal to have both offered to sell? Is that what you're planning on doing, or are you going to pick one and go with it?
We're going to sell them both.
Yeah, sell them both. Which one are you going to wear?
I'm going with the classic orange. I mean, I love the orange one. I mean, are you going to still offer the
We
orange
still
one?
got a couple of those, so we've got maybe 100 of those left.
Oh, all
so we'll
right.
still sell those. We got you covered.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
because I love selling those hats. I mean, what are you going to be selling them? How much are they going to cost when you?
So that's part of one of the things that the sponsorship really helps us do is hit the ground hard in the fall. So Lions are going to be participating in all the events here on the beach all fall long, and we're going to be selling the merch already. So the next couple of weeks, we're going to have these hats. We're going to have our wonderful shirts. We're going to have
Socks, underwear, you got everything in the bag.
Well, we
Yeah.
got beads. We got these
Oh, nice
tote bags, right?
yeah.
Because you're going to be buying a lot of merch, so you need to, we need to give you something to carry it home with.
Got to inspire everybody.
Well, and this really helps us take these sponsorship dollars that we get, which is amazing, and really maximize that, and we hope to double that money, and then it gives us the ability to do all the charitable giving that we do all year long with the Lions Club.
So, Drew, if somebody wanted to be a sponsor, what do they get? Well, I mean, I know you have the 5K. You're selling I know that's handled by the school. So is that they'll sell different sponsorships than what you have, and then if somebody comes to the event and wants to sponsor it, what do they get in return?
Yeah, so we've got a schedule, and so we're getting really organized this year too. I don't have a handout for you right here, but we've got a QR code, and we've got a schedule of all the different levels and what it'll get to, and it gets the Lions Club muscle, right? So we're going to be marketing all year long. Oh, I do. Oh, I'm getting the I do have one.
Is your wife yelling at you? I have
She
to
is.
tell you
She's yelling at
something.
me. Yeah.
I've gotten more emails about the Shrimp Festival since somehow you lassoed your wife into helping organize it, and it's so far in advance now too. It's why a female should organize most things in life,
Well,
Alex.
yeah,
It's
that's
the
it.
only way to get things done.
That's it. This is the only reason I've been able to do this for as many years as I have is that one right over there. But so we've got this sort of schedule here. It talks about all of the different things that we're doing, the parade and the 5K and the Arts and Craft Festival and the shrimp boil, the Queen's pageant and the eating competition. And then we've got those local shrimp dinners, but we're going to be marketing all fall and into the spring too. So this is what you're getting as a sponsor too, is everywhere the Lions are, you're going to be there. And we're going to have extra stuff in the parade. We're going to have banners across, Margaritaville's going to help us with banners across the street. We're going to have banners all up and down the parade route. We're going to have, all these events along the way. And we're going to bring our partners in to come and join in the fun. And then, and we'll show you off because
yeah.
I'm not
we're
so
all in this
sure. I'm
together.
not so sure about these long things as part of after a few drinks walking around,
Yeah.
you're gonna be thinking a little. I like the eyeball though. The eyeball thing in the head is perfect.
Ed, I want to challenge you to a shrimp throwing contest.
Shrimp throwing, yes.
I got an idea.
All right.
We got to throw it up one pink shrimp as far up in the air as we can and catch it in the mouth.
Okay.
See
Have
who
you
can-
been drinking this morning already,
Already.
Alex? Or,
I've already
how
had
do you
2
feel?
shots. So this sort of after the mullet festival, but with shrimp. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
so
the way we tie everything together.
Alex, the King Foundation is behind everything on the beach. Why did you want to get involved with the Shrimp Festival? What was we thinking there?
Well, you've been helping us out for a while too, right?
Sure, but there's nothing more iconic than the Fort Myers Beach Shrimp Festival. I mean, it's a legacy event, but it brings the community together. And that's what it's all about, especially 3 years later.
Yeah.
Right. That's really good to hear
Bringing
that.
the community together, seeing everybody laugh, smile, joy, raising funds for the charities.
Mhm.
And that's our mission, is bring the community together through events and sponsor the nonprofits so they can get money downstream to their causes.
Yeah.
What does the Lions Club donate a portion of their, or a big portion of their money to? Does it go mostly to? I get emails from Lions Club about eyes and a lot of eye things, but that's not
We do.
your club.
No, we do.
okay.
So we sponsor the Lions Club Sight Foundation. So, and that's blindness causes and vision impaired and glasses and those kind of things for our festival. The lion's share of the monies, we might say, goes to our scholarships. So that's kind of the primary. So we give scholarships to kids, younger folks on the beach that are doing education. It can be certifications like for firemen, or it can be our college scholarships to get kids off. So that's the biggest amount. But we have all of the Lions goals are vision, diabetes awareness, hearing impaired, environmental concerns, and then children's cancer.
By the way, I probably should mention this when the show started, and I forget. You probably noticed that Kim's not here, and she's not sick or anything. The baby hasn't been born yet. Kim's not having a baby. If anybody hasn't been following around, we're past that time. But Jillian's on day to day now, and I pleaded with her not to have a baby tomorrow. If there's anything that you can do to hold that baby in past tomorrow, please don't have it tomorrow.
Yeah, congratulations though.
Yeah, and so she's actually on assignment today because you see we started another show, and so on Friday nights in Cape Coral, and so she's on assignment. One of the council members is having a town hall today, and there's a whole nother story behind what took place today involving us at the town hall. But she's covering the town hall with the council members, so everything is fine, and she will be at the show tomorrow at Wahoo Willie. So that's why she's not here. Everything is going hunky-dory, and she will be picking me up from the auto dealership again because it's time to bring the baby truck back in for more work. It happens every weekend that things got to go in. So enough about me, Alex.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about you and your personal life. I understand that that you have a personal trainer now. That you've decided
Oh,
to
yes,
break out the wallet and hire a personal trainer.
Yeah,
Now,
well-
Alex, let me finish the question before you jump in, please. I know you give away a lot of money, but let me finish the question first. But you're in good shape to begin with. Like, you're out there running all the time, and you're doing videos like that are 30 minutes long every other day. And so, what made you decide you needed a personal trainer?
Good question.
Where's my bell when I need it?
Yeah. Well, actually, everyone was going, "You're so skinny," and then my wife says, "You need to eat more." So
Yeah.
I said, "Well, I need to work out." And so after that Sunday experience with you at Crunch, working out with you, I finally got around to get my own personal trainer this week. So
Yeah.
I'm only 2 days in, but I feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that was the one day Crunch Fitness did open on Sunday, and we were able to meet there. Now,
That's
does,
wild.
does he have you on a special diet, or he just says eat whatever you want to eat?
He's right now. He just wants me everything I can see to
Really?
gain some weight. Yeah.
Like, how much do you weigh?
162. Normally, I'm about 175.
So you need to gain 13
I need
pounds.
to gain 13 pounds.
You realize everybody listening to this show hates you for saying that. Nobody ever says somebody told me to gain weight, but it's a rare thing. So what have you been eating to gain the weight? What is your go-to meal?
Shrimp.
Shrimp, pink shrimp is perfect.
You're not going to gain a lot of weight with
Shrimp
shrimp.
burgers, Everett Dixie.
Yeah.
I hear you're supposed to have some creatine and protein, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use creatine gummies. You know why? Because Joe Rogan, I was watching Joe, the clips come up on your phone,
Yeah.
and he was promoting creatine gummies,
Okay.
because the powder tastes like crap, and these things don't taste any better, and they don't do anything. So don't waste your money on them.
Yeah.
It was just a complete sell job. If Joe Rogan says it must be true. So what was your first workout like? What did he have you doing?
Oh, okay. That one was strictly my shoulders,
Yeah.
and my deltoids, and about 4 different machine exercises, 4 sets each.
Yeah.
But it gave a good pump, light weights.
Yeah. Light weights and a good pump.
Yeah.
Did he have you doing push-ups and
No,
sit-ups?
No, not none of that yet. Yeah, the second one was just
That's his
the
next question
chest,
already. I can tell.
Yeah.
the triceps and stuff.
Gotcha. Chest and triceps.
Yeah, Monday I guess will be the legs. And,
Oh boy. Oh
yeah,
boy.
should be
Don't be.
tough.
You're not going to be doing any videos on Tuesday and Wednesday when you do
No, I
late day.
won't.
So, the other thing, Drew, what is your workout
I was
consist
gonna
of
say-
the
I
day?
was just- thanks, Alex. I was hoping you were going to take all of these fitness questions for me. I've been working out at Bay Oaks. I love the Bay Oaks. You can really
Yeah.
tell. But it's true. Yeah, Tina and I both been going down there. We got to
Very
pick up my
nice.
kid from the bus, so we go a little bit early, hang out at the Bay Oaks for half an hour, 45 minutes. Yeah, Bay Oaks is open. Yeah, the gym is open.
Uh-huh.
It's amazing. I don't know about the whole everything, but it's open
And they
it's
got
great.
brand new equipment in there.
They got brand new
Very
equipment.
nice.
It's fabulous. They get some good, cross trainers, and they have free weights, and they've got all kinds of good stuff. I
Awesome.
don't know for the professionals here, but for the non-professional like myself, it's great.
We're not professionals. Just trying not to die when you get to a certain age.
Yeah, I
So-
hear that.
What else is going on? How's your wife? I noticed you didn't bring her today. She just doesn't like us. She never
Oh,
comes to the show.
She loves you. She can't wait to see you here coming up. We're actually getting ready to elevate our ranch house.
Oh, very cool.
Whoa.
So she's getting all her tools ready. She's a total tool chick.
Yes.
And
Said that
Home
before.
Depot, tools, construction. That's my wife.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, what's the name of the company that's elevating your house?
We're using Davy Shoring. They did about 35 of these ranches on Sanibel.
Cool.
We may be one of the first that they're doing on Fort Myers Beach.
And how high did they raise it?
Not yet. We're just waiting for the final.
Or how high will
engineering.
they raise it?
Be 11 feet.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Good
11 feet up. And the formula you use for anyone looking for that is about 125 per square foot ballpark. But you got to remember to add the square foot of your garage, because that becomes a new bedroom. Yeah. So if you have 3 bedrooms plus garage, 4 bedrooms now. But then when you raise it up, well, you might need a front deck so you can see the sunset. And now you need some side decks and back. Oh, you need an elevator too now.
Oh, wow.
And then, well, maybe you need to enclose downstairs for storage. So it can get quite pricey by the time you start. Oh, you got to buy new furniture because you raised it?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
think we call that scope creep, right? The project scope.
Project
creeps.
creep,
Yeah.
exactly.
So being that you are a sponsor of today's broadcast, how are things going with your company, and anything you want to share with us about the market on Fort Myers Beach?
Sure. We're as optimistic as we have been in a long time since the interest rate cut a few weeks ago. We're seeing a lot of phone calls coming in, more lot buyers than we've had in a year. Most everything that's been selling has been houses and condos. We only had maybe 18 lots sell so far this year, but the quantity of calls and the showings of vacant lots and then introducing the builders has really skyrocketed.
And things picking up, or they're still a little slow right now?
Actually, we're running like with our heads cut off.
Good.
It is really busy right now. Flying by season is here. It starts October 1st,
Okay.
goes through December 15th. And, we got the vent season, the island hopper. I mean, this is why people come to Florida.
And speaking of the
these
Island
guys
Hopper, they do here in Margaritaville, the stage is set up underneath here at the other end of the restaurant here. And then the grand finale is Chris Young at the Pink Shell. I don't know what time it starts. I think it starts in the afternoon. Somebody will post in there what time. And then I think the next big event after the whale opening is the Sand Sculpting Championships, which
That's
I'm
right.
guessing you're a part of too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We love Fort Myers Beach.
Yeah, and that's in November, and that's going to be at Diamond Head. And there's, if you remember last year, it was kind of in one area last year behind Diamond Head, and they were so successful they didn't know how successful
It
it was
was
going to be, and they're
So many
expanding
people. It was
yeah.
what a great event. Lions are going to be there too.
Cool.
So we're helping out. It's sand sculpting. I think is another one that is just one of those through lines to the island. It's been going on for a lot of years, and it really brings a
Absolutely.
lot of people to the beach. A lot of
Totally
excitement. That's a great
iconic.
one.
So before I let you guys go,
Mhm.
Alex, there's probably not going to be fireworks on New Year's Eve because the town is going through some budget stuff.
Sure.
Do you think there's any way that businesses on the island can get together and save that?
I think you inspired a new idea. I'm sure we could do that. I think we all can come together.
Yeah.
Like we are F&B and
Yeah.
the rest of us, we got to
Yeah.
join together
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and bring excitement to the island.
That's
right?
it. Every
Yeah.
month we should have events every month,
Right.
bringing people down and getting that excitement going on.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what Dawn Miller is so good at. She
Oh,
comes up
she's
with 1,000
amazing, isn't
ideas.
she?
Yeah, and one of the ideas that I had for the fireworks was that, I mean, businesses do benefit, I think, maybe more than the residents do. And I don't think the residents should have to pay for the fireworks. If we got every single business, including ours, to pay $500, I think you're going to make that back in a
Sure.
busy day. And still you save the fireworks without having the taxpayers to have to pay for it. But
We've got that coalition of businesses too.
Yeah.
That's the
What's Up FMB?
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
All right.
So,
Awesome ideas going through.
So we'll take the fireworks idea and we'll make sure we have fireworks this year.
oh boy.
All right, we'll figure this out.
Oh boy.
All right.
Well, we're going to have to
Oh,
let
boy.
the town
Oh.
know because they're going to need to get the barge. Yeah. The challenge with Fort Myers Beach right now is you have to get a barge too, and that
Ooh.
really doubles the price. So it's about $70,000, Alex. So I don't know
Okay.
how many businesses there are, and we
I don't
put our heads together, we can make it
Yeah,
work.
there's got to be 140 businesses between St. Carlos Island and Fort Acero Island.
Is that the 140 times 500? You did that quick
Yeah.
math. I mean,
Okay.
I would never even try to do math that
70
fast.
grand,
so.
pretty good. Yeah.
All right. So any final thoughts on the Shrimp Festival, Drew?
Yeah, everybody come down March 7th and 8th. Come, see the Lions all, from here until March. We'll have ideas, information, merchandise. We've got a lot of good stuff going on. There's a couple more secrets I haven't thrown out yet. We're working with Margaritaville is going to help us out with another little secret side dish. And we've got a lot more extra stuff going on this year. Like I said, better than ever, better than every year. Like we saw if you look at all the newspapers going back to 1958, every year the Lions said, this is going to be the best festival ever. And so we're keeping on that tradition and making it bigger and better every year. And Alex and his team is really going to help us out.
Thank you. And the key word is pink.
Yes.
Pink shrimp.
Will you be able to pre-order the hats at any time soon?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so we've got the QR code, and
All right.
we've got go to the website.
Awesome.
So the hats will be ready in 2 weeks. I'm
2
being
weeks,
told,
all right.
but let us know if you want these crazy hats. My heart would be just full.
You
if I
never
see
answered
hundreds of these things.
have you figured out what the price is going to be yet?
Yeah,
25, same as last
30,
year.
35 for
35.
these foam
Okay.
ones because they're special. And
I got you.
Texas, our
35.
Texas guys.
Start
Yeah.
saving your money, people.
25 for the other plushies. We
Yes.
got those if you want.
All right.
All right. All right.
All right. Big hand for Alex King
Yeah.
and Drew and
Yeah.
the
Thanks again.
68th annual Shrimp Festival. Look at that. They're hugging. I love it. I love it. I like it when guys hug like that. All right. Before we get to our next guest, I need to tell you about the Island Pancake House. The Island Pancake House, it's located over in the Seagrape Plaza. There's only two businesses that are open in the Seagrape Plaza, and one of them is the Island Pancake House, and the other one is some new vape shop, I think, opened up over there. So if you're looking for pancakes, don't go in the vape shop. You should go to the Island Pancake House because they serve breakfast and lunch. They're open 7 days a week from 7:30 to 2. They'll stay open longer if you want to sit there and talk to them. They love people. And they have a full liquor license. There's nothing better on a weekend than whiskey and pancakes, baby. Just ask Kim. She loves having waffles and whiskey. Brian and Stacy are wonderful people, and you can go check them out at the Seagrape Plaza. They have ice cold air conditioning, and they're fresh back from their vacation, ready to help you out. And, you know, if you feel like walking off the alcohol from the night before and you're staying somewhere down here, it's not that far a walk to the Seagrape Plaza. And you can fill up and walk back. It's perfect. Some exercise and food, and you are ready to roll. All right, our next guest. You ready, Rebecca? Are we going to have we're going to start out with, did you want to come on? Or totally up to you. No pressure at all. Rebecca Link is going to be on the ballot. That was supposed to shut off, but it didn't. Big hand for you. Rebecca's going to be on the November 4th recall ballot. I'm going to give you that one. Welcome to the show, Rebecca. Go ahead and say hello.
Hi there.
All
Welcome,
right.
everybody. Thanks for showing up.
Yes.
Whether you're for are we going to be able to get cabinets? So I rush over to Tao Outlets of America thinking I need to order cabinets because they're going to probably take 2 years to come. And I meet Michelle. And it gets me choked up because I sat there and I started crying. And Tao Outlets of America was so jam-packed that day because everybody was thinking the exact same thing. And there's Michelle sitting there, calm as could be. She said, sit down. We'll talk through it. We'll just lay it out the plan. You can change it, so on and so forth. Anyway, long story short, the best darn kitchen designer I have ever met, and I've done a lot of kitchens, is this woman, Michelle. She's doing my new house. I just think you need to see her. So, and we become friends. So when I told her I was running for council, she goes, I'm going to be there at the show. I'm like, really? She doesn't live on the beach. This is the woman to go see. Michelle, I hope I didn't embarrass you.
A little.
Where is the location?
We're on Daniels, right across from Gulf Coast Hospital, near Metro Parkway.
And how long have you been there?
I have been there 11 years. It's an employee-owned company, and the majority of the business is tile. We
Mhm.
have about, I think it's 40,000 square feet of tile. I'm the cabinet department. I sell a lot of different lines. I have probably over 100 door styles to choose from, and I've been designing kitchens for about 28 years. So,
Sweet.
yeah.
So have you met anybody else on the beach? Have you gotten, because what we like to do on the show is, I was telling you guys before, somebody asked for a lawyer because they're having issues with blah, blah, blah. And we try and connect people with folks that are getting into their house or trying to rebuild with somebody they can trust on so many different things now, from contractors to inside the house. So
It's hard to
Oh,
know
yeah.
who to
Yeah.
trust.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a referral list of contractors that do installations. We have a significant list of tile installers, and they've been on our referral lists for years. We know they're licensed, insured, trustworthy. They do an excellent job. I have really good relationships with contractors. I've done countless jobs here on Fort Myers Beach with contractors that order from me regularly.
okay.
And yeah, I'm always happy to help. And
Same with the countertops too. I mean, I got the recommendation from her and she said, this is who I use. And my husband's been in the cabinet business his whole life. So if they use them in their home, that was good enough for me.
yeah, they're
We got a million
perfectionists
things
too.
to do. Just take the easy route. Call Michelle.
How do people reach you?
So if you call the store and just ask for Michelle and Cabinets, I do make appointments. My last name's Slobosian. Nobody could say it, so they call me Michelle and Cabinets.
Gotcha.
Michelle and cabinet.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming on, and
thank
please
you.
somehow get me your phone number, and I'll
Oh.
share that on our Facebook page
Oh,
with
awesome.
folks on the beach if they're in need of cabinets and
Okay.
other things.
Thanks,
to
Ed.
help
I'll
rebuild the
pass
house.
you on the info.
Okay.
Awesome. So
All right.
Thank you.
thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Rebecca, I'm going to have you grab that microphone instead. It's just working a little bit better today. So, wherever. I mean, either one works fine on the
How's
camera.
that?
I'm going to make sure to turn it up. We want everybody to hear you loud and clear.
Thank
there
you.
we go.
Testing. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes. All right. So
Perfect.
the first question I guess I want to start with is, do you support the recall?
Yes, I do. So first of all, you may want to take notes, Ed.
All right.
This is for you. Okay.
Thank you.
And I have this printout. Al's got copies of it. If anybody wants it, this is my platform. This is what I believe in. But more importantly, it's going to depend on what I hear from the residents. So this can change, but right now, this is what I believe in.
Okay.
So if you want to take notes, Ed, I brought you.
She comes with the gifts.
But
I
So-
can't. Sorry, I can't accept
can't
gifts.
accept that.
Oh, what
Okay.
is that? What,
Yeah.
Oh, it's a parrot.
Yeah. One for you, one for Kim.
All
but
right.
You get it. So anyway, do I support the recall? Yes, I do. It's a democratic process. It's a way for voters to say, if I don't feel like my voice is being heard, I have a mechanism to have a recall.
Mhm.
So yeah, I support it.
Were you a part of the organizing group of the recallers,
No,
or just
I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't.
So when John and Karen say that people have been telling lies about them, do you feel people have been telling lies about them?
Well, I don't know. Okay, I really don't. I don't know what's I don't know what's in anyone's head. But I did vote for the recall. I want to be honest and open about that. I
Mhm.
did sign the petitions. And when they came to my house, they didn't tell me anything. I was okay signing them because I have my personal reasons. And it's that I don't think they were being held to the duty that the residents voted them in for. That's my reasoning. And I think
Specifically, what
it's,
duty? What do you mean duty?
you know, Ed, I've told you this before. I don't think the residents have a seat at the table when it comes to negotiating what's going to happen to our island. I just don't. I've tried for a couple years now to get the residents to have a seat at the table. I've talked to Matt Price at Seagate right after he had his public meetings. And I said, Matt, I need the residents to have a seat at the table. I'm hearing stuff. And he said, Rebecca, you get the residents together, find out what they want, and one or two of you can come meet with me and we'll negotiate with you. That's easier said than done. So
So on that topic, when you say you don't think the residents have a seat at the table, does that include Dan? Does that include Jim? Does that
no,
include
no. I think you wouldn't,
So you do have a seat at the table with them, but
I don't think all the representatives have a seat at the table. I don't think all the current council members are putting enough weight behind the people who have made this place home. I just don't.
okay.
And I think that's probably what brought the recall on.
So when I know I'm going to take grief from this,
That's okay.
especially from Greg, and because it kind of gets into the process, and I've said over and over again, I think the process is fair. I think that in a way, it's hard to get somebody recalled because there's so many steps. You got to get this percentage and then that percentage, and then you got to take it to a vote, and you still have to get 50%. I don't disagree with that. I think that I
Should be
don't think
hard.
the statute should be changed because I think it was meant to be somewhat hard, but not impossible. And then the voters get a chance to recall somebody. My problem has always been with the lies. And, John and Karen say people have been telling lies about them, and they've denied it. And so doesn't that bother you? If you were on the town council and you felt like somebody was telling lies about you,
it would hurt me. It would pain me. I mean, you've seen me tear up. It would pain me. And it pains me for John and Karen to be going through this, whether you believe it or not. That hurts my heart. I even spoke to one of the candidates about it, told them how much it pained me, what they're going through. And I also said, I'm sorry, but I did also vote for the recall.
Mhm.
I wasn't behind the committee, but when you asked me how I'm going to vote, I'm going to vote my conscience. When it comes to the lies, only the people who are accusing the lies or saying the lies, no, I don't know. I'm one vote and I have to vote my conscience. And that's what I'm expecting other people to do. I don't know about the lies.
What do you think the chances are?
I
of
have
it
no
approving?
idea. I have no idea. Quite frankly, this was not something on my bucket list to do. I went to the council many times. I mean, immediately following the flood, I was
Yeah.
knocking on their door saying, hey, I have some experience that can help the town.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And I did it over and over again. Then I realized, you know what? They don't really want to hear from this crazy lady. But
I don't think anyone
asked a
ever said
question.
that.
No. You know how when you have to figure out why no one's taking your advice, you think it must be me. Must be me. So I don't believe it is. But I said something to Will the other day, which, by the way, I think is the best thing that's ever happened to us in the last couple of months.
That crosses out that question. I
Yes.
had right
Oh,
there.
man. Gosh, love to work with that guy. So anyway, I said something to him when I attended the first council meeting in the new town hall. And I said, Will, I've been dying to try to help. I have experience. I started to tell him a little bit about myself. And he said, it's really hard when you're outside of the people in the room. I'm not on the committee. I'm not a part of it. And I get that. That was the best answer. It wasn't about my hair color or
Yeah. How come have you been on a committee, or how come you haven't joined a committee
No.
to get involved that way?
So the stuff I have done has been really just hunkering down, helping the residents.
Mhm.
I should be on committees, but I still have a business that I'm running.
Yeah.
I'm
Well-
building a house. I'm not a pub crawl person. I love that they go
You're
on.
never going to fit in down here.
I know, but here's the thing. There's all kinds
I'm
of
just
us.
kidding. I'm just
No,
kidding.
really. I mean, I love that the pub crawl's going on and I'm just sitting back at my house watching the people. I
Yeah,
mean, you
yeah.
live where people vacation.
Yeah.
So I'm more still while I'm working, kind of get shit done. So that's why. But you saw me step up and say, hey, we have this community development block grant.
Yeah.
I know that. I can
Yeah.
get involved in that.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of the
So
Nerd.
I think everybody would agree that Seagate, the approval of Seagate, has divided this community in a big way, and that's why the recall is really in play here. It has nothing to do with any sunshine violations or gifts. It has to do with development. Yes,
Ed, I can't agree with you there. Put it this way. I shouldn't say
you
I
can't
can't
agree
agree.
with that Seagate has divided the community.
Well, I'm not sure Seagate has divided the community. What I do think Seagate may have done was it pushed people over the edge and said, that's enough.
Okay, what was before Seagate that put them to the edge?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Okay,
I really don't know. But I think that people who voted for the recall were looking at things saying, I'm not crazy about this. I'm not crazy about that. Maybe with
Yeah.
the current council members.
Yeah.
And then one thing pushes you over the edge and you say, what can we do? Is there
Right.
anything we can do? I only can say what I felt. And I didn't think it was Seagate
what was it then?
that pushed it over.
What pushed it over for you?
I don't want to say what my personal reason is.
Well,
for
you're running
signing.
for council, though. Don't you think you should?
No,
let
I
people
don't
know?
because I don't
Because
tell
you get
people
to hide.
who
Because
I
you
vote.
get to hide behind the.
No, I'm
the
not hiding
recall.
behind it. I'm not. No one's hiding behind it, Ed.
Then what was it? What
because-
pushed you over the edge? Then
No, good job. I really don't want to say why I signed that recall. It would not be nice, and it's not worth it. It's not. It's not. I have my own personal reasons, and it was not Seagate.
okay. So
It's my
it-
honest
let's
answer.
just, for argument's sake, say Seagate did divide the community. Doesn't the recall also divide the community? It seems to me that there are people that now who are friends that hate each other on this island. We're talking about it before the show with other people.
Wow.
they-
I hope not. I mean,
You don't see that at all.
I'll tell you what, here, if you're really community oriented, you can respect other people's opinions. I live in a neighborhood of shared opinions.
Yeah.
I have people who have told me I will not support the recall, and they are going to still be my friends.
Sure. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to bring to this. That's just how I feel. I won't go down that divided road. I just won't. It's a community first.
Would you have voted for the millage increase if you were on the
Yes,
council?
I would. Yes, I would have. And I think that was hugely irresponsible to not vote for it. You know, here's one thing I will do if I'm elected. I don't ever base my opinions on what someone tells me. It's that personality part of me that says, you know, don't tell me how to think. I'll do the homework and figure it out myself. I'm going to do the homework, and I'm going to try to bring to the residents the real facts and let them decide. So I don't think that everyone completely understands the millage rate, exactly what it would cost them, and what's at risk if we don't up it. If they understood what's at risk by
what is
not
that,
upping it.
What is that risk?
Okay, so being in the grant type business, when you have a party that comes to you and says, whether it's the feds, the state, whoever says, I will give you, let's say $100 million, but you're going to have to match some of that money. You know, you need to have skin in the game. This is what I do for a living. So the government says, I'll give this particular county $10 million, but they have to have skin in the game. So for every dollar they spend, I'm going to pay 90 cents of it. So you got to have 10 cents for every dollar. So you get something that's worth $1 and it cost you 10 cents. So by them not shoring up our matching fund, we're throwing 90 cents on the dollar away.
Well,
That was so short-sighted.
well, the
short-sighted.
town doesn't, just to be fair, the town doesn't know how much or if they're going to get any money to
That's
match.
a whole nother story. That's a whole nother
Well,
story.
yeah. And otherwise, if they did vote for it, they could have taken the money that they didn't use for the match and put it in the reserve fund, which is completely depleted.
We need the
as well.
reserve fund too. We
Yeah.
need the reserve fund. So here, one of the things I know from working on the CDBG DR stuff with the town was we need a water tower in a bad way. So we got approved funding for that,
Yeah.
but now we may not have the match. Okay. So what
That's
happens?
the first time I've heard that.
Yes, that's why people need to understand the facts.
I've never heard anyone at the town council say they don't have the money to fix the water towers. I've never heard that.
But a lot of that came from the CDBG
Yes, it did.
grant.
Yeah. I don't
Right.
think that needs to
So
be
if we
matched.
don't have the match,
that doesn't need to be matched.
there's a match on the CDBG. I'm telling you, there's a match. Ed.
Okay. So you're,
Yeah, I will get you the facts, but there's a match. So
Okay.
if we don't have the match and that tower bursts, it's going to cost us the whole bucket.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying there's been no discussion about not being able to repair
I'm
the
not
water
sure
towers.
everybody. I'm not saying there's not. Maybe there's money coming from somewhere else that's allocated.
That's an old project too. That wasn't going to go in the next budget. I believe they already got approved for that money.
right,
town.
but you need to have the match
Yeah.
for it.
All right.
If we don't have the match,
Really getting in the weeds.
I
here.
know the weeds are ugly, but
Yeah.
that's what I'll do.
So
That's what I'll do. I'll
I-
understand the weeds for you.
Jeff, I am going to ask that question that you typed in there, but I also want to make
What?
sure that you and Judy know that you won the prize last night. I don't know if you were listening to our show last night, but you guys won the weekend getaway at the Pink Shell. So please make sure that we catch up before you go back to Wisconsin. Whole different sidebar there. But Jeff's question was, what are your thoughts about the school?
The school. And if you don't mind, bring me back to the reimbursement, okay? Because I want to tell people
Sure.
about the reimbursement.
We
So
got
the
time.
school, yeah. The school thing, that one hurts my heart too. I primarily work for school districts. In my experience, it's going to be a really hard sell for a school board to allocate money to a town that has a handful of people. Do I think it's possible? Yeah. But I think we can't just hope that it happens. I think we need a real campaign to try to make it happen, whether it's a charter school or whether it's a part of Lee County schools. But I mean, it's
So you're
just
on-
in
so-
their mind, it's not going to be good money spent.
Just to put a bow on this, if you're on the council, you're pushing for what?
I'm pushing to find a freaking way to get this school back.
Which one?
Because
A
it's an
regular
acu-
school or a charter
I don't
school?
care. A place where the kids can
Yeah.
grow up and learn. I don't care what kind of school it is. I'm not a parent though, so maybe they do, but I'll
Yeah.
hear from them. But I would love to see a school. When you see what that school pumped out, the graduates of that school, holy crap. That amazing. Yeah.
Okay. So back to what you were saying about
Reimbursements.
reimbursements.
Yeah, so I was a little shocked to see the number we're in the hole, and I heard as well that we just got some reimbursements from 8 years ago.
From I
Yeah.
don't remember the name of that storm, but they brought that
Irma.
up at the meeting. Irma.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know Dan's almost fallen off his chair. I almost fell off my chair too.
Dan's clarified well why he almost fell off his chair.
I know. But okay, so this is what I do for a living. A lot of my customers are because they were in a situation like this with reimbursements, and they were also in lawsuits. We would take those customers on pro bono and not charge them a dime for 2 years, which you can do when you're a small business. I get my customers' reimbursements back in 2 weeks.
Wow.
I'm not saying that I can fix this, but get me in there and I will build a process for you and you will get your reimbursements because I know what the feds want to see. I know it. I do this for a living and I don't know what all the other implications are, but let me at those reimbursements.
Well, now you're talking about being a staff member.
I know, but I can guide people. I can guide
You can't
them.
guide people if you're on the town council. You can only make recommendations to the town manager.
Okay.
That's how,
Well,
I mean, I'm just,
okay, so you're right. You're right. And I got a lot of learning to do of what I can and can't do. But what I started researching yesterday is who is our consultant? How are they paid? Because
for what? Consultant for what?
for doing these things, for
is
doing the reimbursements. Is it Tidal Basin? I don't know.
Okay, I hear you.
But I'm a consultant working for customers, okay? And they don't have money. Most
Uh-huh.
of my customers don't have a penny, but they need us because we help them with their cash flow. So I want to know, is that Tidal Basin or is that someone else? Because if they are and we're paying them, that needs to change. And are they being paid on how much they get in funding or how much they get back
It
in
doesn't,
reimbursement?
It doesn't sound to me like the staff isn't doing their job in order to
Oh.
get. It just sounds like this is a FEMA thing that you disagree.
I
You think-
totally disagree.
so somebody at the town should be fired because they're not.
No.
Well, then why? If they're
No.
not getting us the money, why are they getting paid?
No, maybe the consultant is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because there are specifics. You need a process. The feds want to see everything the way they want to see it.
Explain
not
how you
any
think
other
you
way
can
or-
get the money faster. Explain that
because
I'm sure
I
everybody
know
would
what
like
they
to
want.
know that. What
I
do
know
they want that we're
exactly
not
what they
giving
want.
them?
They want every invoice. They want every invoice tied back to the funding. They want it to be the exact same project on the exact same time frame. There are deadlines. You can't miss them. If you hand them a bunch of crap and you go, here's our invoices for the reimbursement, trust me, you will sit on the bottom of a pile till their most qualified and educated person gets to that because it's so clustered that they can't get to it, Ed. It will sit there for 8 years. I guarantee you, I know this. If you do it the way we built a process for, and I can tell you, I mean, we make it so that the guy that got hired last week can look through our stuff and go,
Yeah.
meets everything.
So let me ask you this: if you do get on the council, will you announce or come back on, or just put it on your Facebook page, or send out an email saying, "I found the reason why the town didn't get the money from FEMA. Here's the reason why, and here's the person that didn't get it back," so that the voters, the taxpayers, would know why they didn't get their money back and why Joe had to say there was a $9 million hole. Would you do that?
I'm not so much about throwing people under the bus. I'm not. I just personally,
Well,
that's
the
not my style.
taxpayers are paying
But the
for
ta-
the consultant that's not getting the money back for the taxpayers. Don't you think it's
Well,
fair
let me
that they know?
investigate. Let me investigate and promise to you that I will tell you what I find out.
Will you
I may
also-
do it in a more diplomatic way because I don't think anyone in that town hall, not a single one, even Karen and John, aren't working for the town and doing their best. And the business I'm in, I didn't know it when I got in it. I had no idea. I learned it. They don't know even maybe some of the things that
Yeah.
I know. They know things I don't know. So I don't think it's a blame game.
Okay, so on the other side of that coin, will you say they did it the right way? We're
or
not
they
going
did
to
it
get
the way they thought was right.
or they have been doing it the right way, and this is just the way it goes. We're not going to get the money back until the FEMA sends the money back.
Yeah, but
I have a hard time. I'm sorry, Rebecca, but I have a hard time believing that the people underneath Will are not doing every single thing possible to. And Dan,
Yeah. And
to
it
get
may
the
not
money
be
back.
the current situation. So the money we got 8 years ago, that wasn't Bill. That wasn't Will. I'm sorry, that wasn't Will, and
Yeah.
that wasn't Dan. That was who knows how long
I think
ago.
we're mostly talking about
Because if
Ian
it's
money,
8
though.
years, it's
I think
Irma.
we're mostly talking about Ian
and maybe
money.
they do know.
Yeah.
So I don't think people should
Fair enough.
worry that we're not going to get that money.
Back when Ian came through, the town council made a decision not to. Don't drink that. Don't drink that.
Why is that
That's
yours?
mine. Not that there's anything wrong with you drinking my soda,
You
but
afraid
I
I
don't.
have cooties?
No, I don't. I don't even. You don't
No,
even know.
thank
It's
you.
just plain soda,
I
by the
thought that
way.
was
It's
my
not.
tea.
No, yeah, it looks like that. But can we get our guests some tea here? Thank you very much. No,
Thank you.
I didn't mean to act like that too. I
That
just
was
didn't want you
kinda
drinking the
funny.
wrong thing.
That was funny.
And there's no rum in that, Greg. I know what you're thinking. It's just soda. I have to ride my bike, so I'm not drinking. So the other thing is, right after Ian, the town decided they were going to forgive permit fees to help people get back on their feet. Was that the right decision, or would you have chosen something different?
That's a hard one. That's a hard one because I think what happened is a lot of people hurried up and grabbed a permit when they weren't ready. And it just
I
kind
don't
of,
even mean that. I mean that that the town didn't charge them for the permits. They
Right.
waived the fees.
right. You know, maybe reducing the fees is one thing, waiving them is
Well,
another.
I'm saying you're on the council making this decision.
Now
what do
I
you
would say
decide?
no.
You
Now I would say no.
Pay the full freight.
No, I would look at the current situation. You
Yeah.
know, the current situation. What's our economics? We are a family on this island. So we have to look at it that way. And in your family, you probably sit down and think, should we buy a new car or not? You think about it, you talk to Kim. We need to do that in this community too. And figure it out. There's not a quick answer for everything.
I think you got it wrong. I think
I
Kim,
may have it wrong.
Kim tells me what to do, and I do it. That's
well,
the way
that's
it
how
works
it is
in my
with you and I
family.
too, but we at least pretend to ask.
Yeah. So, is the recovery on Fort Myers Beach going fast enough?
Okay, so I did do a lot of research on this.
Okay.
I looked at, you know, how many substantially damaged homes. I looked at other communities in the exact same situation with the same kind of percentages. Believe it or not, the research shows that we are a little bit ahead
Of what?
than where others have been.
Who'd you compare it to?
No, I actually put it out there to compare against everyone in our country in a similar situation. So the question I asked was the percentage of substantially damaged homes
Mhm.
hit with a hurricane, blah, blah, blah. You know, we're 3 years out. And what I found was, I don't have it with me. I will post it on my site though, but some did it and did it really well. But the answers came back to me is that you are a little ahead of schedule.
Really?
We are a little ahead of schedule.
Do you think the town is moving fast enough to have the properties cleaned up?
You know, again, Will, where'd we find this guy? I liked Andy. No, this is not about Andy, but Will, holy crap. It was painful again to watch people have to move their trailers. That's hard. That's hard. I'm blessed I wasn't in that situation. But even in the last week, haven't you noticed, like, it just feels different. It looks different. And while I can say I like that, I can also be pained that some people I know had to move on. It's a hard, tough job. But if you sit in this seat, you got to do the tough jobs. I think Will's able to do that. I think Will does it with compassion. And I think everybody else on that council does it with compassion. But we have to follow the rules. We just have to.
Should Laola stay or go?
I'm sorry to say they need to go if they
Okay.
can't get out in the FEMA codes. It's a hard call, but I have people who are being impacted by losing the 25% discount on their insurance. And I'm not sure that people understand. And this was what I was crying about since 2 weeks after the storm. There's a train coming. If we don't follow these rules to the T, we're going to lose our discount. And then what comes next is we're going to be kicked out of NFIP. So let me tell you what that means. We've already lost the discount. Okay. The next one is horrific. So if you have a mortgage and you live on Fort Myers Beach, you will not be able to get flood insurance.
Well,
if we lose, if NFIP kicks us out. Okay. So do you know what that means? If you have a mortgage and we get kicked out,
Yeah, you can't get insurance. Yeah,
you can't get insurance. Do you know what your mortgage holder will do if you don't have insurance?
won't give you a mortgage.
Or the one you already have
Chop your head off.
calls it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you have to sell a house that you just put blood, sweat, and tears in for 3 years.
But we're getting, according to Dan, they're getting the discount back, and everything will be hunky
That's good. And I believe this
Next year.
group is going to get
Yeah.
it back. Yeah.
So I forgot to ask you. You said you would have voted for the millage increase. To what level? What was the number that you wanted to be at?
I have to tell you, I wasn't crazy about the first meeting, But when
Too
Will
high.
and the team, you just, anytime you're negotiating, you start where you think it's right, knowing you're going to end up somewhere else. I mean, Will's a smart guy. I get that. So's Joe. So no, I wouldn't have voted the first one, but I was really impressed when the staff went back and man, they had to scrape.
Yeah.
That scraped. So when they came back with that one, I would have voted that one. I just that very first vote, I was sickened. I can't help it. There are times when you have to. You have to. Nobody wants to raise taxes. Nobody. But it's a political thing to say, I will keep your taxes down. Oh, keep me in my seat. And
Oh,
we
come
gotta-
on. You're talking about John and
or anyone who would vote against it.
but John's the only one that voted
Well,
against
then,
it.
you
But,
can read between the lines, but
Yeah,
that was irresponsible.
But John's, I'm not speaking for John, but
you can't, and I
but-
shouldn't either.
but John really honestly feels like he got more feedback not to raise taxes, and he was doing what he was asked to do in that case. And
Yeah,
I'm,
okay.
I'm like I said, I'm not speaking for him. I don't know what the millage rate. I don't know how I would have voted.
Do you know how much that millage rate is going to cost people in addition
I don't.
in
I
their
don't.
taxes?
You know what? I have to be honest with you. Well, yeah, I know it's minuscule on the beach, but the beach is supposed to be government light. There's a whole spiel that goes in with that. So, I'm going to be honest with you. I cover the town council, and I got confused by how they made it seem like their back was against the wall,
It's
and then they
confusing.
backtracked
It's
against.
confusing. That's what I want to bring in.
Yeah.
Somebody may not want to hear all that stuff, but for those who do, I'm going to be the person that says, if your house is $500,000, I looked it up. It's going to cost you $8 more a month. You decide. You decide. You know, because when you hear 26%, 46%, the way they have to feed the data to the state, they have to use certain language. That throws us off. I will dig in and tell you, what does that mean in your
Rebecca,
pocket?
I understand how good you are at your job. I've seen you do it. But do you realize that that's not the role of a council member? You can't do what you're saying that you're going
So
to
I
do.
can't communicate with.
You cannot talk to a staff member.
I'm not saying staff. I'm talking about the town, the
But
people.
don't you hire a town manager to do that? Are you going to have meetings with Will and say, Will, here's why you're not getting the money? Is that
No,
I mean,
no. I'm not saying I'll do that. I'm not saying I'll do that. What I
so
want
what
to
do you
be.
so you tell me what the role of you want
Okay.
your role to be.
Yes, I'll tell you exactly, because I think that's a great question. Thanks. So I am somebody who digs in. I do my homework. I want to be an open communication link to the residents.
Mhm.
You know, I want to hear everybody, but my primary goal is the residents. So I can have meetings with them. I can have, it doesn't just be
Sure.
during
When
election
you say
season.
them, you mean the residents.
The residents,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So meet me at Badass Coffee, and we're going to talk about
Free
how
plug.
this well, no, really. I mean, you bring business there.
Yeah.
You talk about
Yeah.
an issue people care about, and everybody wins. It's real simple. So if people want to hear, they'll come. I'll
Yeah.
explain it to them in
No.
easy to understand terms. I believe
totally get
that's
that.
something I can do.
Yeah.
That's not going to the council and telling them
fair
what
enough.
to do.
You're it sounds like your priority is communicating with the residents.
Communicating, yeah.
Do you feel the residents feel like they're threatened to go to town hall and speak their mind?
Yes.
Why?
I heard that. I
Why
heard
do you
that.
do you believe it? Who are they afraid of?
You?
When they well, I know that,
You?
but who are they afraid of going to town hall to talk to? The
I-
council? It's not Will.
No, here's what I'm hearing. And this
Okay.
has just been in the last week.
All right.
They're a little bit afraid. Of
Okay, what are
you'll
they
do,
afraid of?
What you'll do. So
What
okay,
I'll
so-
do?
Well, if you make it public. So you asked me, I'm being honest.
Kevin, are you afraid of me?
Can I say what I've heard?
Yeah. I
mean,
don't even understand.
maybe
it.
you
How
haven't
would I
heard
know
it.
somebody goes to
No,
City
no.
Hall?
Because perception is reality, right?
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
have to
sure.
be real. It
All
could
right.
be a lie, right?
Yeah.
But I heard people say, hey, I need a permit.
Yeah.
And I don't want to cause any waves.
Okay.
If I send an email in and it comes across negative, Ed gets, he does public records. Will he embarrass me on his show?
Do you realize how crazy that sounds?
I know it's crazy, Ed.
Why would I care about a permit that somebody asked for?
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
being honest with you.
That's all right. Fair.
I'm not
I mean,
saying it's right, but I have heard that people are afraid because they feel like because we have good open, what do you call it? the sunshine
Yeah.
laws let you get FOIA requests for everything. So yeah, I've heard that people are afraid to communicate because
I
they
didn't
don't
ask
know
you-
if it's going to turn into
Wait
the
a minute,
public
I don't know
square.
how this turned into me, but I asked if
You asked me a question and I told you what I'm
no,
hearing.
well, I didn't ask you for that answer though. I mean, it's so funny. I'm going to tell
Don't you
this.
hate that? Don't you
No,
hate that?
I'm doing a goofy little show.
I
That's
know,
why
and-
the whole thing is absurd. I asked. My question was trying to get back on track here. Do people feel like Greg has said this to me?
Okay.
That people feel like they can't go and speak up at public comment or
Right.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Do you
Oh, he's
believe
heard
that?
too. Well, if somebody tells me that, it's their belief, and I believe that they feel that way.
Okay.
That's all.
Are people
that's all I
telling
can
you
say.
that? Are
Yeah,
people telling you
I've
that?
heard that in the last week. I have.
1 week that
Well,
they're
I
afraid
just
to go.
put through my name in the hat.
No, okay. So you haven't heard it before that, but you think now that you're running for office, people are coming to you. Okay. So how do you solve that problem? And can you please tell people, by the way,
Tell
that
them.
I don't care about their permits? They can put permits in.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is people on the island have asked me to help them out when their neighbor's house looks like shit,
Oh,
or their
and you
rodents
have.
coming
You
out of their
have.
house, or
Yeah.
their
And
iguanas
I was
coming
one
out of
of
their
them.
house.
Yeah.
And so I will go and
Right.
take pictures of it because I have learned, right or wrong, that the squeaky wheel gets the oil,
grease, yeah.
however the saying goes, and that the town unfortunately does look at it because I don't think they want to see the pictures.
No.
And they're overwhelmed with those kinds of houses. And I'm not saying I get anything accomplished. I don't get anything accomplished.
Well,
but
you have.
I'd like
I
to
wouldn't
try
say
and
that. I
if
wouldn't say that.
somebody asks me to help, I'll try and help. But that would
Right.
be the only thing. I'm really not looking at anyone's permit. I want them to get
Well,
back into
it's-
their homes.
Well, let me just clarify. I said the one person told me I'm afraid to make any waves because I have a permit in.
Oh, I've
I
heard
said
that
that-
before.
And I said,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. I mean, quite frankly, I think that's ridiculous. The people reviewing the permits don't give a crap. But if you
Gotcha.
say, are people afraid to communicate with the town
Yes.
or with counselors?
Yes.
I would say yes, because,
Why do you think that
because
is?
they're afraid you're going to get that correspondence
And it's back
and
to
make
me
it
again.
public.
I don't
it's the
ask for
same
everything that goes
question.
across their
Well,
desk.
maybe
though.
maybe you could
No, I'm
communicate.
not. I'm not telling anybody anything. I'm not running for office. Wow. So, I don't even know if I have any more questions. No, I do. I'm
I'm
just kidding.
sorry.
No, I'm kidding. It's just.
I'm sorry, Ed.
I don't want to. I don't want anybody to be afraid to get back in their house. It's the craziest thing. But do you think Jim Matterholt should be recalled? I can't
don't know
believe you
on what
paused on
grounds.
that.
No, because
Okay.
I'm thinking on what grounds.
Well, no
Like,
grounds. Yeah, it would fit in right with the other ones.
Yeah, I
If
don't.
have you
okay.
heard anything?
No, I have not.
Okay,
I have
all right.
not. Let's say I have not, and I don't have a personal reason myself why I would sign that.
Okay.
That's just me. Again, I just vote my conscience, and so
Yeah.
I don't have. I wouldn't be checking that box right now.
Do you think who would you like to see the mayor be the mayor?
Oh, I just think Dan is
Okay,
like
just wanna-
he's the guy out there, and I've never seen a human being grow as much as I've seen him grow in the time he took that seat to now. Quite frankly, I don't know why he does your show every week.
Why is that? What do you
Well,
mean?
it's hard. It's hard. That means he's given up his Sunday. I'm not saying it's hard. It's a major commitment.
Yeah.
That says he's committed
Yeah, oh,
to the
yeah.
town, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he understands things. He reads the stuff. So I think he's doing I think he's
Yeah,
doing a
and
good
he
job.
comes on the show. I think part of it is because we're friends and he's entertaining.
He is entertaining.
He can mix the politics. We could go a whole half hour
Right,
without talking
right.
about anything. If I hear one more dog story from Dan about his dog and that electric vacuum that he doesn't throw out. So why are you running?
Because I want to be a voice for the residents. Surely because I want to be a voice for the residents. I believe in development. So I have my platform here, and anybody who wants a copy, take it. It has my Facebook page, my website, the bullet points of the 3 areas that I care most about. But this is what I've interpreted and what I personally feel myself. If I am fortunate enough to sit there, I have to leave my opinion at home. It's what the people, and I say residents, have asked me to support them on. That's what I have to vote on.
And so tell us 1 or 2 or 3 things you
Yeah.
want to get accomplished if you do. Firstly, before I forget, if you do get on and this recall is successful, will you run again next November? Because both seats are up.
Honest, I can't tell you what I'm doing next week. So I don't know. I have no plans to do this 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I don't know.
All right. One or two.
My first take would probably be no, but who knows?
All right. Fair enough. 2 or 3 things you want to knock out as soon as you get on there, if you get on there, would be what?
Would be to communicate with the residents, have an open dialogue, try to find some consensus, help them to understand why we may want to do some things and may not, give them other points of view to consider
Mhm.
instead of picking a side and then sticking to it. I would want to support the residents with a seat at the table when developments come before me. I'm not sure that that's completely done now. I think it may be, but I've had to negotiate with some big time players in my career. And
Name one.
Oracle,
That's
top
pretty
cheese
big.
at Oracle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to travel the world and teach people how to negotiate to C-level executives.
Is that Larry Ellison?
Larry Ellison.
Isn't he buying TikTok now?
Well,
his son or
he's a
something,
little
or
deal
something?
that,
Yeah.
is
Just
going
a
to make
little
him
deal?
richer than before. But anyway, yeah.
Are you on TikTok? You do
No,
TikTok
I
videos?
don't. I
Yeah.
don't. As a matter of fact, I didn't do Facebook till too long ago. I was in data analytics. You don't give
Yeah.
people your data intentionally.
Greg tells me not to get on.
You shouldn't.
TikTok.
Well, he's
he knows what he's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
He hacks into the
he does
government every
intelligence
weekend.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, will you meet with developers privately?
Absolutely, I will.
You will?
Absolutely, I will. Yeah, as long as I'm allowed to. Yeah, but we're going to negotiate. It's a different story.
Yeah.
I want development, though. Don't misunderstand me. And I'm telling people who are going to vote for me, don't think I don't want development. I do. I think we need a couple good anchors here.
Like how tall?
They are going to, no, not tall. I don't like
How
tall.
tall?
I don't like tall.
Well, how tall
Nobody
is your
wants
tallest?
tall.
I get that, but how tall?
I don't
are you?
have a how tall is my tallest. I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. What I don't care for at Seagate is the impact on that neighborhood
Sure.
was huge.
Yep.
And I didn't see any negotiations. Maybe it was happening behind the scenes.
Can't argue with that.
I didn't see it. And so I'm like, what happened there? Could they not negotiate with a high level executive with a bunch of lawyers? Then step aside. I wanted to see some give and take. I would like to hear the counselor say, I negotiated for you, and here's where we ended
I think there
up.
was some negotiation, but it
I'm
didn't
sure
wind
there
up.
was.
Didn't wind up on the 17-story end of it. And
But you know what? Donald Trump would say?
I don't know.
You got the cards. We got the cards.
Yeah. Are you a
We
Trump
got the
fan?
cards.
Big Trump fan?
I go both ways. I have voted Republican and Democratic. I'll just leave it at that.
All right.
When you come to
It's a
Florida, you
good
got to
answer
pick a
right
party.
there.
No, but it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So, would you have voted for Meyer side?
I thought that was a little too much density.
Okay. Neptune.
I didn't follow that one.
Would you have voted for Moss Marina?
No.
Why not?
I went there and spoke. I don't know if you remember, but I spoke out in public comments when it was being presented to the council. And again, if you look back to see where I showed up, it was always when neighbors and residents were not having any power. And it broke my heart that community back there, I thought, they're going to listen to beep, beep, beep all morning as delivery trucks come, garbage trucks leave. I lived behind Home Depot for a year after the hurricane. I couldn't sleep because of that. If that was my home on Fort Myers Beach that I was paying everything I had for, I'd be upset. So I don't think that was negotiated well. I spoke up at the meetings. I thought it stunk. And the reason I did it is it's not in my backyard, but one day it could be.
Would you have voted for Terry Prasad's hotel in Times Square?
I didn't look into that either, but I kind of like us preserving our view.
Mhm.
But again, there's some give and take there. I just wasn't in on it. I
So
wasn't
let's
in
say
on it.
you and Matt Price are negotiating in Seagate.
Yeah.
And he says, Rebecca, I'm going to come down to 12, not 17. You good with that?
It's not that simple. Boy, I wish it was that simple.
Let's
I-
just
you
be
think
simple
it's
for a minute.
Well, it's not like that though.
But
You know,
see,
a
people
talk
wanna
show's
know-
that simple, but it's
But people
not.
want to know, let's say it's 2 buildings, 12 and 10, no other buildings. You good with that?
Maybe, I don't
But
know.
what's the
You
difference?
got to look at the big thing. Okay,
Right.
let's say you went to buy your truck, and the guy goes, "If I give you, here's how much it costs, and here's the option."
Mhm.
And he says, and you're like, "No, I'm not paying that. I'm not
Right, so I'll
giving
be
you
more
a check."
specific. Let me be more specific. Nothing on the beach. In that neighborhood, 12 and 10.
I'm not
Nothing
saying
else.
nothing on the beach.
I'm saying nothing on the beach. I'm saying nothing on the beach. A 12
nothing. You mean nothing
on the beach
zero.
side. Zero.
Not even their
Nothing on
private
the beach.
club.
Nothing on the
Zip.
beach. 12 and
Zip.
10 on the bay side.
I would see if the residents were okay with that.
They're
If
not
they were
okay with that.
with nothing on the beach,
They're not. They don't live on the beach side. They live on the
Yeah,
other
but
side.
Talking about keeping that view there. I don't know. That's what I'm telling you,
So,
Ed.
so what
It's
do you think?
the,
Okay,
the
fair
majority
enough.
of residents want.
What do you think the majority of the residents in that neighborhood want?
They want their neighborhood to be preserved. That's what they want.
What does that mean to you as a council member
that
in that
means
spot?
keep my property values okay.
Hey,
When
you know what
I
I'm
bought
talking
this
about,
place,
though. You know what I'm talking about, though.
Wait, be
What
clear.
does that mean in the Seagate property? To preserve, in your opinion, as a council member, people are telling you preserve our property. What does that mean in that property? What
I don't
can
know.
be-
I haven't talked to those residents. Ed, I haven't.
You,
I
but you
will.
just, but you just said preserve my. I'm telling you to
Yeah.
preserve my property. Keep my property values up. Whatever. Be general. Be vague.
I can't because the votes matter. Here's a
What
good
votes
example.
matter? I'm asking you to tell
Any
me
of
how
the votes
tall.
that a council member makes,
People want to know how tall you're going to vote for a building. That's all
it's
they care
going to be
about.
dependent on the location.
We're talking about Seagate.
Yeah, too tall. Too tall.
What's not too tall in your mind? What's not too tall?
Well, here's the thing. If they say I can do this for the community, and if you give me a couple more floors, now we're talking.
When you
and
say
I don't
this,
know.
what is
I don't
this?
know. This could be give us some land for a community center where we can have doctors and chiropractors and dentists or what. I'm talking big things here, Ed. I'm not talking about a bathroom. Negotiate. You want this and we need this. You see what I'm saying? So now I could go back to the residents and say, I know you don't want 15
But do you
floors.
realize nobody is going to give you land for a community center? Nobody.
Are you kidding me?
Nobody
Are
on this
you
island.
kidding me?
Yeah, I'm not
Okay,
kidding
well,
you.
we'll see.
Who
We'll
do you
see.
think is going to give you land for a community center on
You
this
don't know
island?
if
Who?
you don't ask. I'm not saying
just-
I'm using that as
Okay,
an example.
All right.
Didn't
Can you-
Torgenson give the parking lot and the
That's a-
revenue?
Tom's a different bird, and
Well,
it's a parking
hey,
lot.
if
but
those
it's a
aren't the
parking
birds,
lot.
then we don't want them here.
All right. Well, that's
those
the
are the
answer
birds.
then.
This is a community.
But
a
right
community.
now, you. All right. I'm beating a dead horse here. I'm not
You
going to
are.
get an answer. So the last.
That's my honest answer, though, Ed.
But I think people would like to hear how high is too high for you. I mean, honestly, maybe I'm reading the community wrong.
Let's take a question.
Sure. Okay, we can get into the argument about what the comp plan is, but the comp plan is 4 over flood right now. But there's also, I don't want to get in the weeds of the CPD and the development agreement.
Right,
That's
right.
how they get things done on this island.
I
They
know.
gave them a back door, as long as you give them enough public benefit, and that's too vague.
Right. As long as you give them enough public benefit.
Okay, but your public benefit compared to Jim's and Dan's, they're all going to be.
They're all going to be different.
They're all going to be
But
different.
What they should be and what I'll take is the public benefit when I communicate with the residents what they're willing to give up. Not what I think.
Well, if we're being honest about that neighborhood, they don't want to lose their view, right? Their view.
I haven't talked to them to find out really what
Okay.
they'd give and take on. Let me ask you, let's talk about London Bay.
Yes, let's talk. That was
If-
my next
If
question.
I live on, well, some of these people are my neighbors. I live on one of the best canals on this island.
Okay.
And it's deep and it's kind of quiet and I love it. If boats started coming up and down and I had to listen to people on boats, I would have a fit. It's not what I want.
Right.
It's not why I invested millions to live on that street. So if that changed,
It did.
because some people want
did.
to,
That changed.
uh,
It did. It's off the table from what I understand.
it's off the table.
Yes,
Good. But
okay.
see, that should never have been even a discussion.
All right.
That's what I'm talking
But
about.
so let's talk
That's
about
unique to that neighborhood. They
But-
don't want it, and you tell them what you're going to give them in return to make them happy. Because don't change. They don't own the canal, but they invested in that lot for that reason,
well,
and now
so did London
no
Bay.
boats.
So did London Bay.
Well, London Bay could have chose to buy the lot or not.
Well, they did, but being that they did buy the lot, they do have a right to the canal, even though that would piss off the entire neighborhood on both sides of the street.
They do, but I think they're doing the right thing if
Yeah.
they're taking it off the
So
table.
let's lastly talk about London Bay because Joy's falling
Yeah.
asleep over there. I don't know. Did you have a rough night or are you just tired? I mean, what's going on
No,
over
this
there?
is this is
I think
boring
she
stuff.
drags
Really.
Kevin out to the show and then she takes a nap every time we do this.
It's not easy. It's some of it's boring, right?
And it's
The
kind of
devil is in the details, though.
so.
Would you say?
So London Bay is coming, I believe, to the LPA soon,
Yeah.
if not the next meeting. And they're going to propose a 16-story, I think it's 16. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. It's maybe 15. It was 17 on the beach side of Estero. How's your vote on that?
On the beach side, okay. Have they spoken to the residents in the area that are impacted by it?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm
Well,
asking
then
you.
I
what
don't
your-
care until I know what the residents say.
Okay.
I need to know what the people in that area, they're the ones affected by it, Ed. You
You're
know what?
on the
You can
town
ask me,
council.
you don't like the answer, but that is it.
You're
That's
on the
it.
town council. The LPA approves it 4-3,
Oh, well,
3-4.
the LPA's got to do their job. They
Right, right,
have
right.
their job.
But
right?
I'm, but
I
it's
respect
really,
their,
it's if you're on the council, I'm not going to be able to ask you this question because you'll have to vote on it. So I'm asking
Right,
you
right.
before you vote on it. If it comes before the council, it means it went through the LPA. Doesn't mean it got approved by the LPA. It's on your desk. It's 15 stories, almost on the south end. Are you going to vote yes or no?
it's not enough information for me to know.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
fair
It's
enough.
just not.
What else do you want
It's not.
people to know about your campaign or your platform, or do you plan on going door to door? How do you do a campaign
In 30
3
days,
weeks? Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard. But what I want them to know is whether you support the recall or not, whether you support me or not, my number one goal is that you remain kind to me and a friend of mine. That's really what I care, because at the end of the day, a recall is nothing more than the people saying, hey, you know, it's not working for me, and we get another vote. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm okay with everybody, however you vote. I mean, this is where I live.
Yeah.
This is where I live. So that's my message. So I think you should follow me, come to any of the meetings that I have. I mean, you got to share with me what's important to you. I have to know, because I'm not going to vote what I think. I'm going to vote what you ask
Do
me
you
to.
plan on like weekly, or not weekly, monthly town hall meetings or
So
something? or-
I'm trying to push a lot of stuff out on Facebook. And if you took one of these, you'll see my
no,
Facebook.
no, I'm sorry.
you'll
I didn't
see
mean that.
my
I didn't mean
website.
before the, let's say you get on, because Eddie
Yeah.
Root has no chance, if we're being honest. Let's
I
say,
don't know if he does or not. I mean, you, Ed, you got your ear to the ground. I don't. I've been busy working.
Okay. So I'm
I probably don't have a
agreeing
chance.
with you.
How do I know?
Because I think if the recall passes, you'll be on the town council. But so let's say you're
Thank
on
you.
the town council yeah. And that's not an endorsement. I'm not endorsing
Wow.
anybody, but I really
Wow.
like Rebecca.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you've been
uh,
really good to me,
yeah.
Ed, too. You've
So,
helped me get word
Now I
out.
forgot my question because it.
Sorry.
No, I didn't.
I talked
so
too
if
much.
you do get on the town council, you said your number one priority is communicating
Yes.
with the. So how will you hold
Yes,
monthly?
I
That's
will.
what
As a matter
mean.
of fact, I haven't figured out the logistics of it, because when you have 30 days to run a campaign, you're just trying
Worrying
to
about
get
that.
voted. But yeah, but I guarantee you, and
Yeah.
it won't be easy, but it will be at the different restaurants. And if people don't show up, then that means it doesn't matter to them. But I will, and that schedule will be posted.
Okay.
My Facebook page will probably tweak a little bit, from running for council to being on council,
Mhm.
and I'll push stuff out. You want me to listen, you're going to have to show up or email me. I am only going to engage and support you as much as you tell me what you want. If I'm not hearing from you, then you're just getting what I think.
Yeah.
And, that may not be safe. But yeah, I will continue to do it, Ed.
So how can people find out about your platform, or are you taking donations? I don't
Oh,
even know.
God, please. We need donations.
Oh, do
But
you?
yeah, of course.
Are you going to do a mailer
Well, I'm
or
self-funded.
signs? Or,
So we don't need them, but we want them. Why?
are you? I mean, do you buy signs at this point, or a mailer? What is the campaign
I don't
plan?
know.
I don't know either.
So if you look on my Facebook, you'll see my campaign plan. All my platforms, my planks are out there. You get an idea what I care about. Same thing on my website. I got a magnet on my car. I hope
Okay.
people, when they see me, they'll stop. Most of the time I'm not in makeup. That's just my gig. I can't help it. I'm
Me
living
either.
at Fort Myers Beach. That's the beauty of it. So you're going to, what you see is what you get. I did put makeup on for you, Ed. So I respect you. But anyway, so that's who I am. You will be hearing about meetings that are coming up where I'd like you to come, both for and against. Please come
Talking about before the campaign.
before
Okay.
the vote. Before the vote.
Would you like to do a debate with Tom and Eddie Root, all three of
yeah,
you together?
that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
don't
might
mind a
know some
debate.
people that can organize that. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun,
Hey,
right?
anytime people can hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll need to cut his toenails before that.
Oh, please, Ed. I heard that. I got to
was
tell
just
you,
trying to be
Hugh was
funny.
laughing.
My wife,
that was
thank you
funny,
very
but it
much.
was
Thank
really
you.
gross.
Yeah, it was. There are actually
No,
people.
I mean
were-
you were gross.
I
bringing
was.
It up.
I was. There were people were eating in the back corner. I don't know if anyone could hear it on Facebook, but they were yelling across the restaurant for me to shut up.
So
And
sometimes I,
gotta,
say things in the privacy of my
Yes.
own house with Hugh, and he goes, "Buck."
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
got an ass
when
chewing
you were
at home
doing that,
too.
he said, "Ed."
Sometimes I go a little too far, but it is what it is. So
Yeah,
any final thoughts that you want to share, or for people to know about you or your plans? Or
No, I think just come out, hear me talk, follow my Facebook page or my website.
and it's just your name on Facebook.
So, I should
Yeah,
remember
you
these,
probably should.
but it is for Facebook. It's Rebecca, Rebecca, Rebecca Link for Fort Myers Beach Town Council.
Okay.
My website is RebeccaLinkFMB.org. And my email, RebeccaLinkFMB@gmail.com. Please reach out. Yeah.
All right.
And Ed, thank you.
Thank you
the
for coming
opportunity.
on.
You've been
Thank
good
you
to
very
me.
much. Thank you.
you.
Big hand for Rebecca. I know I asked some hard questions, but thank you so much for coming
Thank
on.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Big
you.
hand for Rebecca, everybody. All right. Oop. Shut that one off there. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Make sure. All right, everybody. Well, that was an action-packed show, and it's so nice that Joy made it all the way to the end without falling asleep on me. And we love being out on the terrace here at Margaritaville. I don't care how hot it is. And we had a nice breeze today, and people are going to start coming back from their winter, and these tables are going to be packed. So we appreciate Margaritaville setting it up. You can't see the tables out there, but we do have a new setup. They got some nice tables. Everybody gets an umbrella on the tables. We have a fabulous service. Tomorrow is going to be very interesting at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, we have Karen Woodson coming on. Then at 10:30, we'll have Tom Brady coming on. And I asked the mayor to come on at 11 o'clock, but he never got back to me because we wanted to try and talk about some of that budget stuff. But right now, I'm going to go home, and I'm going to go and go through the portals and see if I could find any of your permit applications and start some trouble about your permit. So thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow live from Wahoo Willie's. Bye-bye.